And welcome to the Lindy's post-game report. I'm the coach Dick Cox, joined by Coach Barry Toney tonight. We are live from the ACC Championship game in Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. Everybody thought this was going to be a big matchup tonight between the number 1 Clemson Tigers and the number 7 Miami Hurricanes. But I tell you what, the Hurricanes quickly got downloaded to partly cloudy, not even a shower tonight, as Clemson totally dominated this game by the score of 38-3.
Hey, you're right there, Coach. And I tell you what, turnovers early in the game really dictated how this game was going on. Miami had a couple of misfortunes there, and the Tigers took advantage of it, and they jumped out into a quick lead, and they never had to look back.
Well, Barry, one thing I think is interesting too, that the comment was made, and we even had a chance to ask the players about this. 8 games this year, Clemson has taken the first possession and gone down and score. And when you've got the defense they've got, and before they even come on the field, you give them a 7-point lead, that is the recipe for a disaster for the opponents of Clemson.
Hey, you're absolutely right, Coach. Not only in a physical type ball game, but it works on the opposing team mentally also by getting that points against them.
Well, missed opportunities was the story of the first half, like kind of what you were saying right there. Clemson scores first. They have a punt. Miami gets the ball, punts. Clemson muffs the punt. Miami gets the ball with great field position and gets absolutely nothing out of it, with a chance that they miss a 46-yard field goal. They have a chance to either get a touchdown field goal but completely come out with nothing. You can't do that against a team like Clemson.
No, you can't. And like Dabo mentioned about it, this was one of their most complete ball games of the year, offensively, defensively, and special teams. Did an outstanding job in this contest.
Well, and then, all right, we go back right after that. Another play. Clemson throws a pass. Same man who fumbled the punt, we're not calling names, gets hit, fumbles the ball, and instead of Miami falling on it, the Miami player tries to scoop it, scoops it right to a Clemson player for like a 40-yard gain. Clemson goes down and scores 14-0.
Hey, you're right there, Coach. And a game of this magnitude basically amounts to what I call the mount factor. You either make a play or you don't make a play, and the Tigers happen to be making most of the plays.
And again, from that point on, when you get down 14 points to a team like Clemson with their defense, then it really disrupts things, because looking tonight, the Miami Hurricanes had the ball for 59 plays for only 214 yards. Rozier, their quarterback, was 14 out of 29 with 2 interceptions for only 110 yards, no touchdowns. And again, there was not a running back for the Hurricanes that had more than, I think, 44 yards rushing.
Hey, that's right, Coach. And in regards to possession, the Tigers had the ball like about 34 minutes, while Miami had 25 minutes. But more important than that, Clemson did something when they had that ball, and especially like on third down conversions, the Tigers were like 9 of 18, which is outstanding, while Miami, they were like about 3 out of about 17 or 18, which is a big difference.
Kelly Bryant, who took over for Deshaun Watson this year, set an ACC championship record, completed his first 15 passes. Clemson converted on their first 7 third downs. And, man, they were hitting on all cylinders tonight. And it just seemed like the more they played, and the thing about it was, Clemson had 5 different players score touchdowns, had 10 different players that caught passes.
Hey, you're right. And one big advantage they had, too, by winning as soundly as they did, that gave a lot of kids pretty much the fourth quarter to show what they could do. And Coach was able to rest his starter and some of his other people and get ready for the upcoming month or so.
Strong statement made by the Tigers now. As they advance on, they were ranked number 1 in the country. I believe first time this year they've been ranked number 1, and they want to stay there. And again, I'm going to tell you, and I told you this in the press box tonight, it seems like Clemson is heads above everybody in the ACC. And this is no knock on Miami. They had a good year and all like that, though. But to me, they are a dominant team, very deserving of where they are in the playoffs, but it just seemed like, ACC teams this year were just average at best. What do you think?
Well, that has something to do with it, but we got to look at, Clemson's talent and skill. Well, what Dabo has done for about the last 3 or 4 years, they're really coming on, and recruiting is the name of the game. And the Tigers, they have some tremendous recruits that are coming in, and they're getting the job done, Coach.
All right, Clemson punches their ticket. Dabo made the statement tonight. he wants to go to the Sugar Bowl. So they are waiting to see what their opponent's going to be at the Sugar Bowl. The number 1 seed, which they should be, I think does have the choice of where they want to go, and he wants to go play down in New Orleans, down in there and play in the Superdome, play down there, though. Some other teams punched their ticket today. You got to say Oklahoma is in the thing. Probably will be the number 2 seed with a very impressive win today in their conference championship game.
41-17, I believe, Coach.
From there, we move on to Georgia. Georgia gets revenge in the SEC championship game. Again, you're a coach, I'm a coach. I knew going in this game it is hard to beat a good football team, let alone a top 10 team 2 times in 1 year within a month's time, and Georgia gets revenge with a 28-7 win in the SEC championship.
Hey, absolutely, and the Auburn Tigers, they found out what it was like not playing at Auburn but playing at Georgia and Atlanta, which was virtually a home game for the Dogs.
And the big one tonight, a late push here at the end of the season. Ohio State trying to get in the back door in the Big Ten championship game. Knocks off undefeated Wisconsin 27-21, and Southern Cal with 2 losses defeats Stanford last night, though. So it's going to be interesting right now, which is going to bring up a lot of conversation for that extra playoff spot, maybe going to 8, though. But who do you say gets the 4th spot?
Coach, I tell you what, Southern Cal, they had a great year this past year, but up to this point, really, nothing hard has been said about them getting in the championship. But Ohio State, you got to look out for the Buckeyes now, because I know there's going to be a lot of people wanting those Buckeyes in. And then, too, the Crimson Tide, let's don't completely rule them out yet. But I tell you what there, Coach, I'd like to be a fly on that wall when the committee meets and decides who that 4th team is going to be, because it's going to be very interesting. One school is going to be on top of the world, while the other school, which could very well have been there, but through the process of elimination, won't be able to make it.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. Who's going to go, Ohio State or Alabama?
Coach, I think probably Ohio State. Of course, I can be just like anything else. I can be wrong, but I look for Ohio State, since they won the championship game against Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin, if they won that thing, there wouldn't have been no doubt about it. But there's going to be a lot of discussion between that 4th team, between Ohio State and Bama.
All right, I'm going to go against you. I'm going with Alabama with 1 loss over a 2-loss Ohio State. And it goes back to the precedence that was set last year when Ohio State made it to the big dance over a Penn State team that won the conference championship. I'm going with Alabama.
Well, hey, it could very well happen, Coach. Just like this year is another year, and who's in that committee, they may have different criteria. Of course, they can make that criteria to match whatever they want to make a decision on.
Well, that's going to wrap it up tonight here from Bank of America Stadium, your 2017 ACC football champions with a 3-peat. The Clemson Tigers are victorious by the score of 38-3. Want to encourage you to read all about what's going on with the playoffs in your copies of Lindy Sports. You can get college football, NFL football, NBA basketball, and college basketball.
Hey, they do an outstanding job there, Coach.
So,
along with you too. Yeah, you do.
Thank you, sir. And just want to comment too in closing that Kelly Bryant complimented me on my suit tonight, though. So for those of you that right there, had to get that comment in right there, though. But tune in. We'll be bringing you bowls coming up. We're bringing plenty of actions. This coming Wednesday night, we'll have a Lindy Sports Report with the Golden State Warriors coming to the Charlotte Hornets. Until then, have a good weekend, everybody.